The build-up to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was an interesting one, from collabs with Pizza Hut to a very interesting cookie pizza, and movie cups that never released outside of Mexico. So in honor of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie becoming Blumhouse's most successful film, congrats by the way, I decided to look around the internet to see if I could find all of these movie promos. I'll also try to be explaining each and every one of them to the best of my ability, even though some of these, I don't know what they are. Without further ado, let's just get into the video. Dave & Buster's is a restaurant with a built-in arcade. I've been a few times and it's pretty cool, but the FNaF movie had a small collab with them, and it was 5 or so collectible trading cards that you can get from the arcade in the back. These cards consisted of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and of course, the craziest character in the FNaF movie, Mr. Cupcake. The photos in the front of these cards is from the Ball Pit poster that was released alongside trailer 2. However, the backside of these cards are quite interesting as they feature character cards from some of the promotion videos that has neat information about each member of the band. It says that Freddy's occupation is lead vocalist and mascot. His accessories are a microphone, a top hat, and a bow tie. Bonnie's occupation is a guitarist, and his accessories is a bow tie and a guitar. Chica's occupation is backup singer, and her accessories are Bib and Mr. Cupcake. Foxy's occupation is pirate entertainer, and his accessories is a hook and an eye patch. And Mr. Cupcake's occupation is prop, and his accessories are candle and plates. Alongside these cards, there are also 2 different power cards. Power cards are basically virtual coins that you slide into each game in the arcade, but one of the cards is the original poster, and the other one is of Freddy in the ball pit. That's about it for the Dave & Buster's collab, but before we go into the next one, I'll leave you with a few promotional images that Dave & Buster's used to promote this collab. Insomnia Cookies is a bakery that sells all kinds of sweets and treats, and a few weeks before the FNaF movie release, they sold the Freddy Fazbear Cookie Pizza to promote the movie. It allowed you to choose from a bunch of different toppings and such. I've never been to an Insomnia Cookies prior to this collab, so I don't really know if this is something you could do with the other cookies, but once you got it, it would arrive in an in-universe Freddy Fazbear themed pizza box. And when I got mine, I didn't realize that it was just a sleeve that goes over the actual Insomnia Cookies box, but it's still cool nonetheless. We actually had to drive like an hour and 30 minutes away from our home just to go to this Insomnia Cookies because we didn't have one locally, and I really wanted to try the cookie pizza, and I wanted to get the box because, you know, it's a cool collectible. And when I did get it, here's the photo of it. It was pretty good. I couldn't finish the whole thing, so others in my family had to finish off the cookie pizza for me because it was just too much. I think I only had like 2 pieces, but enough rambling. Here are the images that I could find that Insomnia Cookies used to promote their Freddy Fazbear Cookie Pizza. Now here is something I'm sure you're all waiting for, and it's the movie cups. These cups are actually really hard and expensive to come across now because they were actually only released in a Mexican theater called Cinemex? I don't know how it's pronounced, but I don't think they were released anywhere else, which is really sad because I think there would have been such a huge demand for these and people would be going to theaters just to find these and they'd be sold out everywhere. And I would have also loved if they made more of these and popcorn buckets. Like, I don't know, I just think it'd be the coolest thing. Like, come on, they made popcorn buckets for Morbius. I just don't know why we couldn't have gotten a FNaF movie popcorn bucket. Anyways, I actually own one of these cups, and it's the one that has all 4 of the characters on it in like the line like the original poster. Here's a video of it, and here's all different angles so you can see what it looks like. There are also different versions of these cups with like, I guess you could call them like singles, I guess, and it has Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. I want to mention that all of these cups glow in the dark, which is also a pretty cool feature. Now, if I were to try and guess why they never came anywhere else, I think they thought the movie wasn't going to do well, or they thought that nobody was going to show up. And if that's the case, maybe they didn't want to produce something they thought would fail. Or maybe I'm just looking into it too much and they just wanted a cool exclusive thing to have over there. Anyways, I didn't find too much promotional material to show off, so we'll just go on to the next one. So select movie theaters were giving out in-universe pizza boxes for the FNaF movie, and I don't think that it was like any specific theater that gave these. I think it was like just a bunch of them, and they came in a bunch of different sizes. I know one is like a normal pizza box, and another is just a long one, another is just really tiny for some reason. Now that I think about it, my AMC theater was giving out the Supreme Flatbread Pizza Box, which was just a long pizza box for their Thrills and Chills event. When I went to watch the movie on the 26th, there was this really nice lady that worked there, and I asked if she could just put the pizza inside of like a different pizza box and preserve the FNaF one, and she actually did that for me, and I thought it was really sweet. This was the only FNaF movie box that I could find in the wild other than the Insomnia Cookies one, which wasn't actually a pizza box. As for the other sizes of the boxes, I have no idea where you were able to find them. I couldn't find them anywhere, and I called a bunch of pizza places, and I called a bunch of theaters, and they had none. That's pretty much all I know about these pizza boxes, so let's just move on to the next one. So I have not heard of these things up until I started doing research for this video. Apparently it's some sort of digital ticket that you get after watching a movie. From the research that I've done, it looks like they emailed it to you and you could claim it and it'll be added to like your Regal account. I'm not too sure. I only saw a few like Reddit threads about it. Thankfully, it's just a digital ticket that'll be on your account and you could just look at it, and that's pretty much all it is to it, and it's not some stupid NFT. When I first saw this, I was a little worried that it was an actual NFT, and I was about to be really upset until I dug a little bit deeper and I actually looked at the small text at the bottom that says no retail value, non-transferable, and not an NFT, and I was really relieved. That's pretty much it for this promotion. There's nothing else I have to say, and there's nothing else that I really know about it. If you know anything more, and if it's any deeper than what I know, then let me know in the comments. Anyways, let's just move on to the next one. So I don't know much about this one. All I know is that Regals did a sweepstake giveaway type thing for 2 different FNaF movie shirts, one that looks like a pizza box and one that looks like the movie poster with a checkered background, and they did one mystery character button of each of the different characters, like, you know, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Cupcake, and each person who won one of each of these things. So, you know, let's say you won, you would get 2 shirts and a mystery pin, and then another person won and they'd get 2 shirts and a mystery pin. That's all I think this was. I don't know who won, and I've seen a lot of these shirts go up on eBay. And as for the pins, these were also given away at a event called Blumfest that happened this October. We'll be talking about those pins in just a moment, but if you have any more information about the sweepstakes and if you won the sweepstakes, please let me know. I'd be interested in hearing your experience, but let's just move on to the next one. In October of 2023, Blumhouse hosted an event in Universal Orlando Resort, and it was called a Blumfest. Blumfest is a place where they showcase upcoming trailers for movies. At this event, a bunch of stuff from the sweepstakes that we mentioned previously was also given away here. This includes the shirts that we talked about before and the 5 different character pins. According to an article from Wow News Today, I will link them in the description. In the article, it mentions that once they checked in, they were given their Blumfest lanyard and the Five Nights at Freddy's pins. I own these pins and they're very neat. Something very interesting I'd like to point out about these pins is that they showcase the full faces from the original poster that they released. For example, if you look at the poster, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy's faces are all cut off, but if you look at these pins, it's the full face. But there was also another special thing that was given away at Blumfest, and it's a big pizza box that has the Blumfest logo on the back. Since I sadly wasn't able to attend and I acquired these items from third-party sellers, I don't actually know how they were given out. From the article I read earlier, it looks like the pins were just given out randomly to people who attended, but for the pizza box, I am not too sure. By the way, 2 Blumfest events were hosted, and one was in Orlando, which is the one we were just talking about, and then the other was in New York City, and I don't know if the pizza boxes were given out at both different events. I would assume so, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's about it for the Blumfest promo. Now we're going to move on to the smaller things that don't deserve their whole section because they're just small things to mention. So FNaF did a small promo with Pizza Hut where you could just get a Fazbear pizza combo, and I'm assuming that it was just a cheaper combo for pizza and a drink. It had a different slide that says kill your cravings slice by slice. There was a video of it and I'll link it in the description. Alright, on to the next one. So if you attended AMC's Thrills and Chills event and you went to watch the FNaF movie on Halloween Day, you'd get this cool poster of all the animatronics outside of the pizzeria. I think it's a small one and not a full one, but you know, it's still pretty cool. But that is just about it for the FNaF movie promos that I could find. I hope I didn't miss any, but I probably did. So if any of you found something that I didn't, then please leave it down below. I'd be interested in seeing it. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've been having a lot of fun making FNaF videos, and I'd love to create more in the future. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Big changes are happening here on my channel, and if you're a long-time subscriber, I really appreciate you for sticking around. It means the world to me. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and again, thank you so much for watching.